We're adding lots of perennials around the house. A lot of them we buy at different plant sales, but we always look for cheap sources of plants. These little coreopsises here we got last year off the clearance rack at Lowe's. They were probably about $3.50 a plant. They were spindly, didn't look good. Brought them home, treated them like we're going to show in just a little bit. Got them planted out here. They form these big masses of flowers. These have bloomed basically from May to at least the middle of September and look like they'll go until frost now. Let's go look at how we treat the plants when we bring them home from the clearance rack. So we just hit Lowe's, hit their clearance rack. Make sure we are getting perennials that are hardy to this area. A lot of times you'll end up with annual plants getting mixed up in those. You don't want to spend any money at this time of year to buy annual plants. They're just going to die on you, not worth any investment. But we look for perennials. We found these hibiscus that are hardy to zone 4. We found several pots full of echinacea coneflowers. The number one reason the plants end up on the clearance rack is lack of water. It's hard to get pots sitting on racks in the store wet all the way through, so the plants start to dry up and die. First thing we do, we bring the pots home. We'll put them in a tub of water, completely immerse them. A lot of times the dirt is so dry that the pots will actually float in the water. We give them a couple of hours in a tub of water, and the soil absorbs enough water that the pots will then sink down to the bottom. After we make sure they're watered good, we'll pull them out, let them sit in the shade for a day or two before we break them up to plant them out in the garden beds. The hibiscuses were originally $30, marked them half off, so they're $15. And they look pretty rough. They probably won't bloom anymore this year, but they'll survive. Will bloom real good next year. The coneflowers are actually blooming quite nicely, even on the clearance rack. Don't look that bad. The plants are a little bit dry. This pot of echinaceas is the Cheyenne Spirit coneflower mix. Originally $29.99, half price, $15. There's at least 5 different plants in this pot here that when we give it a chance to soak, let the roots revive good, we'll actually tease this apart. And so we get 5 plants out of this pot right here. That's about $3 a plant when we get them into the garden. This is the powwow variety of echinacea coneflower in white. It's very dry. The leaves are almost crunchy if you feel them. Very wilted. So we're going to put it in the water, let it soak. And again, that pot is floating because it's so dry. Remember how this plant looked a couple of days ago before we put it in water, how dry and crispy it was. Today it's lush and luxuriant, ready to go into the ground. This time of year is a real good time to start checking the clearance racks at the big box stores. There's some really good deals here if you're willing to wait a season for your flowers to start looking really magnificent.